it's Joanne here, and I just put up that little post on ribs and hips, and someone asked me for a visual on that. So let me just show you this. What I've got here is an example of two clients, and they're coming in with chronic hip pain. The cyclist with anterior pinchy horrible pain, and the rider with posterior pain. And they've done everything that they think they should do. They've been really conscientious with their glute strengthening, and they've stretched their hip flexors, and they've done all of this great core stability, but they still have a problem. So looking at them and looking a bit further, I noticed that from both of them, the left, the rib cage is actually slid slightly off center to the left. So it's a bit more subtle than what I'm showing you now, but you'll notice that the person just ever so slightly looks off the center line. Now, as soon as I do that, something's going to happen down here. So in my case, I'm just moving my hips and they're countering out the side door. So that's going to actually make me look like I'm not very effective. If I try to stand on this leg now, I'm going to do something like this because it's not actually underneath me. I can lift that leg very easily, but it's going to be really hard for me to lift this leg in balance. Now, if I'm a cyclist, it's going to make a difference because if I'm just ever so slightly offset, it's going to change the muscle activation, especially through the opposite side. I might overreach as I press down, but I'm also going to use more tension because, of course, this is now a lengthened diagonal. So here I am centered, here I am lengthened. So more is going to have to happen here as I pedal. As a rider, if my rib cage is over here, my weight is now centered down through my left leg. My right leg is not going to be very effective on the horse. If I'm on a left rein, I'm going to lose the support from that outside leg. So either way, it's not great from a performance point of view, but it's also creating a lot of excessive tension and underactivation of other muscle groups. So I'm just going to put a hand on my rib cage and another one on my pelvis. I'm going to slide across and back. And if you're doing this, you might find, oh, actually going one way is really stiff. It doesn't feel right. And then I go the other way and think, that's better. So you may have already discovered for yourself that you have a bit of a preference here. So I'm going to encourage you just to wiggle back and forth and don't get too caught up on the range of motion. Just let yourself get into where's the easy, yeah? Where's the ease in this? What happens if I stop fighting it? And just move either side of this midline until I feel as though I can actually put my rib cage on my pelvis. So it's like having two children's building blocks, and I've just been sliding them across each other and then gradually coming into the center. Now, this can feel really strange. And so the first thing I'm going to do to help someone own this is some breathing work. It's a wonderful way to start sending a message to the nervous system that this is okay. I might have a little look at, well, how's your rotation? So if you're in your usual place, you might find you can rotate wonderfully one way, but you're stiff the other way. And then if you stack yourself again and have another go, you realize, oh yeah, actually I can rotate both ways. We can do the same thing with the pelvis. We can do the same thing with lifting a leg. So if you're not stacked, you'll lift one leg really easily. The other one won't be quite so easy or might be a little bit less stable. And that's natural because as soon as my ribs move off that center line, my hips are going to want to counter. That's completely normal, yeah. But my base is now no longer underneath my center, yeah. So I'm not saying that we should always be in this stacked position all the time, because spines have to be able to move in all sorts of different planes. But it's about the relative relationship between the ribs and the pelvis. Okay, so if you are struggling with chronic hip problems or you're working with people with chronic hip problems, you know, some time ago I did a post on the rib cage in the sagittal plane and what that does to the hip. But now I'm actually going to get you to consider what happens in the frontal plane and how that can actually help to bring the hip back into balance. Bye for now.